Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Vanessa and you are watching the Exploring Oracle, or the Exploracle for short. So today we will be doing an unboxing video of the Squid Cake Marseille Tarot. So we don't do a lot of real unboxings on this channel, but every once in a while I like to mix it up and we go for an actual unboxing. And I say we don't do real unboxings because I usually already have seen or have flipped through the decks that I am showing you. Oh, see, I don't even know how to do unboxings. So yeah, so this is the Squid Cake Marseille Tarot. So it is a very modern and cute take on the Marseille system. The minors are also mostly pips, and it's actually aligned with some of the more older decks before the RWS came along. But I think now for tarot, RWS is more popular, maybe I should say. So this is a rock pool deck, and it says, bringing a little lightheartedness to your readings while dishing out the cold hard truth with a side of humor. Filled with snails, cakes, fly traps, and octopuses, this deck is a modern and colorful twist on the traditional Tarot de Marseille. The Squid Cake Marseille Tarot is a 78 card deck in which you'll discover knights riding creatures, quirky faces, and a delicious color palette. And I agree, I am all for this color palette. It's like pinks, which is my favorite color. Oh, look at that. Engage your creativity and be inspired to think outside the box. So it's pink and also this teal. Oh, so I'll cut that later. This is the guidebook. It's quite cute. It's by Jess Roller. So introduction, how to use the cards, card spreads, and then the major and the minors, which are the batons, the cups, the swords, and the coins. And then you have acknowledgements and about the author. So it shows you the number associations, as is with most Marseille decks. You do have to also get a meaning from the numerology of it all. Then you have some spreads. Ooh, morning spread. 2 or 3 card spread. And then you go into the meanings of the cards. Oh, it's a little bit hard for me to read this, but that is because I don't have very good eyesight. So you have the picture of the card, the keyword, and the function. It's just a little too pale. So for the majors and the minors, that is, there is no function for the minors, but you have the thumbnail picture, the thumbnail image, and the keywords, and then more meanings at the right side. And then acknowledgements at the end. So it's a pretty decent guidebook. Oh, and I think this is all of the majors, and then the minors are the teal. Good detail in the guidebook. I'll cut off the plastic wrap and we'll take a closer look at the cards. Alright, so these are the cards. They are edged in this beautiful pink. Oh, I love it. I'm not always a fan of gilding, but these painted edges, or painted edges in general, I absolutely adore. These are the backs. They are reversible. And size-wise, oops, let me just get... Size-wise, in comparison to a tarot deck, it is shorter and a little bit narrower. I think, let me just check another mini deck. Yeah, so this is the Everyday Tarot Mini. It is a little bit taller, just a little bit, and a little bit wider, but almost the same size. Cardstock is matte. There's just a little bit of sheen, but I would still consider it matte. It is a good thickness, and it snaps back pretty well. I think there won't be any problem shuffling this deck, but that's also because I have smaller hands and I don't mind a smaller deck. So I'll zoom in so we can take a closer look at the cards. Now at first you might be wondering, where is the Fool? So I noticed in a similar Marseille deck, the Tarot de Marseille, that the Fool is actually at the end of the majors. So let's see if that's also the case here. So with the Magician, the High Priestess, Empress. So you don't see the typical imagery that you would in an RWS. The Emperor. But I do like the colors. I don't know. I don't think a lot of Marseille purists would like this deck because it's so very different. I'm thinking most of the Marseille decks that I know of are quite they look really regal and structured, and this is completely the opposite, which is why I like it. You know, I'm also drawn to the traditional style Marseille decks now, because previously I was really just pure RWS, give me my illustrated pips and illustrated minors and all that. But now I'm also quite drawn to the classic Marseille style decks, and like and also the older Italian style decks. But you know, I like having a lot of decks with different art styles in my collection, and definitely I don't have anything like this yet. I don't actually have a lot of Marseille type decks at the moment. I just have two, which is the Tattoo Tarot, Ink and Intuition, and the Tarot de Marseille, and this would be the third. But I also want to add some other decks sometime later this year, I guess. Okay, and then here you go is the Fool at the end of the majors. Moving on to the suits, the minors. So the wands or the batons. And in these types of decks, to distinguish the batons from the swords would usually be curved, and the batons or the wands would be straight. The minors still look quite classic though. It's just they have a different color. Then you have your page, your knight, queen, oops, and the king. Moving on to the suit of cups. So it is sticking a little bit. Please feel free to slow down, speed up, or pause if you want to take a closer look at the cards. Then you have your page. Then the swords. So they're curved. Unlike traditional Marseille decks though, they are called swords and cups, because I think in true Marseille decks they are using their French names, which I cannot pronounce. So I'm glad that it's actually in English, at least for this particular deck, because it is a more modern take on the Marseille. And lastly, our suit of coins. I love this ace of coins. So it is sticking a little bit. Just be careful when you try and pry them apart. I think it's because of the paint, but usually once you get it, once you separate it for the first time, it would be okay. The 8, Alright, so let's zoom out and shuffle this deck. So because of the small size, it is a little bit stiff. I can still riffle shuffle it. Probably just need to break it in a little bit. I can get a pretty good mix. Yeah. But I think for this, the side shuffle works a little bit better. So I don't feel like it's sticking. So I think it shuffles really well this way. Might be my way of shuffling it, you know, until at least I break it in more so that I can riffle shuffle it better. But yeah, and then this card already chose to drop. So let's read for, the Hangman. Alright, the Hangman. So it says, it also shows you the French name in the guidebook. So the Hangman. The world in this day and age is constantly moving. You are always on the go, and half the time you don't even know where you're going. The Hangman provides a moment of pause, a chance to catch your breath and release a bit of tension while you await your next move. The key here is to reflect and sit still. Not think about what's next, but rather feel the present moment as it is. When this card shows up in a reading, it's a sign that you need to slow things down and hang out for a bit. There is no rush, so enjoy the moment of intermission. And you also have these keywords: patience, contemplation, nimbo, and the function is to wait. Alright, so that is what it says in the guidebook. It's a really cute deck. It's a really modern take on the Marseille. I don't know if everyone would be drawn to this deck. One, because not a lot of people read with Marseille, I think. Or pip decks in general. But I do like it. I like having this in my collection as I build my Marseille collection. And it's really cute. It's really fun. Of course, the colors, I live for the colors. I really like the pinks and the teals. And I think it's a really good way to learn because I would be a little bit more drawn to the images on the deck. So that has been the flip through of the Squid Cake Marseille. If you found this video helpful, please click on the like button and subscribe to my channel. I post videos like this at least once a week, and I'll see you again next time. Bye!